grand. Continuing perhaps an ill-fated series on giving credit to the religious. Try to keep my finger out of there. Giving credit to the religious. On last time, I talked about the moral equation and how they succeed to some degree and fail in others on the moral equation. That's a really important question in life and for society of what's good, what's bad, and why. And I think they really fail on the why part. But nonetheless, sometimes the question is more important than the answer. And to have a community of people asking those questions is a good thing. So second part is recognition of what we would call a spiritual side. Now, the problem with spirituality is it's so poorly defined. Many people have many different non-compatible definitions of what spirituality means. To me, it's just a feeling. It's a feeling of awe and a feeling of I don't know, belonging or rightness. I know I'm being terribly vague, and I think that just underscores the problem of spirituality. But I think there's enough people throwing darts in that direction that I have a kind of a really rough outline of what spirituality looks like. And I think a good thing about religion is that it directs us towards considering those sorts of spiritual experiences. But I would suggest that those sort of spiritual experiences are still available to the secular. I'm an atheist, but if certain moments where I get what I'm going to call a spiritual fix, I may be sitting beside a pond in the spring, listening to the bird song, trying to ignore the biting insects. But nonetheless, I get a feeling in those situations of reverence and awe at the fact that I'm alive and I'm here and the beauty. And I think once I rejected Christian spirituality, I started to reject that whole aspect of life, that you could have a reverence and an awe and still be a rational person. So if I have to credit the religious, not just Christianity, but all religions of all sorts, from the animists up to the most sophisticated forms of religions, I think all of them share in that of an understanding or directedness toward spirituality. But similar to the problem with morality, I think it kind of they get off the train too quickly. Their reverence and understanding is cut short by this need for a conclusion, this need for closure. That's a well-known psychological need that people have, is that they kind of want to wrap things up and say, oh, well, now I understand why there's beauty and why there's these moments in life. And I think they kind of get off the train a little bit too early, and they're not able to see that it's even more mysterious and wonderful than they could even imagine. So, am I getting this wrong? I would love to hear from Christians about spirituality, especially if they could kind of comment to how, for me as an atheist, nature is my place where I get this experience. And that it's a humbling experience. But I've heard from Christians who have this, to me, a bizarre idea that when they look out at, say, of a starry night or, you know, a beautiful sunset, and they think, oh wow, God made all of this for us, and they feel this gratitude towards God. To me, I get the reverence, I get the awe, but I think to attribute it to some superpowered being is kind of, in a way, taking away from it. Anyways, that's my thoughts for today. What are yours? 7-2 Daystar, out.